Kylie and Grinch, obviously, lipstick, and in what? Words. Hello, so for today's video, this is going to be the last look for the Kylie and Grinch collection. So this is the 5th video, so there is another 4, so I'll link them in the eye and down below and stuff. In the first video, it'll be swatches, prices, all of that good stuff in that one. This is just playing with the whole collection and really getting to know it and seeing what I like. And also at the end of this video, I'll give my full review on some of the products and what I think it's worth it and what I don't and things like that. So yes, let's get started. This is going to be like really green, by the way. This is going to be like all green. So I'm going to zoom you in. So I've already done brows and prepped the eyelids. My brows are a bit messy. I'm going to wax them tomorrow, but obviously when this goes up. Oh, actually when this goes up it'll be Christmas. So if you are watching, Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry normal day. So yeah, we're going to take the palette first. So instead of taking the highlighter, which I will use on the face later, to highlight the brow bone, I'm actually going to take this shade in the palette here, because this is actually really, really pretty. And this is I can't never say this, Who's Forza, I think. Yeah, with the very strong Essex accent. It's not cute. So I'm going to take that on a Crown Brush C510 and just put that underneath. So in the pan, it does look like pinky kind of shade, but when you shift it, it has got green in it, like you can see. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but you can see the green underneath the brow bone. Really, really pretty shade. Feel like it's like very fitting for the Grinch. So from the palette, I'm going to take Stocking Full of Coal, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to take it on a Spectrum A17. I'm really going to concentrate that in the socket. I'm sort of going for a rounded shape, so I'm just gonna sort of do this kind of shape for now. Obviously when I buff it out and add more shades it'll make more sense, but yeah, I'm just doing this. Because in the pan, to me, I was like, oh, it's like grey, but because of the lighting, because I've got the ring light on to bring some light in, because it's like pitch black in the UK, it's actually, obviously it's very green. You can see on the eye it's very green as well. So yeah, don't be sort of fooled by this shade. To buff that out, I'm actually going to take a Crown Brush. This is I think it's a C441. It's worn off, but it's a pencil brush. So we're just going to buff this slightly. Next up, I'm going to take Green and Mean, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to take that on a Sigma E36 blending brush. I love this brush, it's such a good brush. And we're going to take this almost like above this shade and sort of blending into it as well. Then I'm just going to take a bigger fluffy brush. So this is a C429 from Crown Brush, and just blend this through. Okay, so now that we've got that on, I'm going to clean the brush. So this is a colour switch. Like I said, you can get these, and I say this all the time in all the videos, but you can get these anywhere. You can get them from Boots, you can get them from Morphe, I believe. Primark also have a brand, and W7 Makeup also have a brand, because it's literally like a piece of sponge. And I believe I saw, do you know the face halos? Is it Chloe? So I can see her face, but I can't see her name. Her brand, she was like brushing off her makeup on one of those, and I was like, oh, that's a clever idea actually. So yeah, just anything to get the brush like clean of like just powder. It won't clean it properly, but it just gets rid of that powder, so you can go ahead, take a different shade and not mingle with like loads of other ones. And I'm rambling, but it is a really good thing to have. So now I'm going to take Who's Pudding, which is this one right here. It has got like sparkle in it, but typically when you blend these shades out, the sparkle seems to come out with it. They're better off being like packed. It's like that sequin sort of shade. They're really, really pretty. And obviously I'm taking it closer to the brow bone, so I'm not overly bothered about that glitter coming through. So I'm just going to take that right around the Green and Mean shade. I'm just going to blend that out with the fluffy Crown Brush. I thought this shade would actually take quite a bit building because it's that pastel-y shade. but just a few swipes and I can really see it. That's a really, really pretty shade. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do a half cut crease situation. So I'm going to take the Wet n Wild. This is the Photo, I can never say this without muddling it up. Photo Focus Concealer. I don't love, well, I'm just going to be straight, I don't like this concealer at all, but it's fine for like just cutting the crease because you're not particularly going to see it. So I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream. This is a PC51 brush, and you really want to sort of load this up with concealer. It works best when you've got a really wet brush. So yeah, I'm just taking that off the back of my hand as well. Now make sure both sides are coated. So you can see the brush goes nice and flat. So then I just take my brush, place a bit of product down, look up, see like this tiny line. So we're going to cut a crease too. So I take the brush and I just pat along. And then when I sort of get to like where I'm about to finish, I take my brush and I pull it down. So like we've got that finishing shape, and then obviously I just go ahead and clean up what needs to be cleaned up. So like just getting closer to the top as well. Then what I like to do is, while it's wet, I just take my brush that I put on my eyelid primer with, or you can take a different flat brush as long as it's different from the one with concealer, because you're just going to add more product and we don't want any more. So I just take it and I pat it out so it goes dry and we don't get no more transfer above the lid, because sometimes when I look up too high I can get even more transfer. So we're trying to keep it as flat as possible. Plus when you do this, it's easier like for a shimmer to glide on. And for lid shade today, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take You're a Mean one, because we don't want too much green, so the gold will sort of separate that. Yeah, I have, the only shade I've tried from the palette is Last Can of Who Hash, which is that beautiful green, which I used in the first video. So I wanted to try one of these rather than putting on another one of the shadow sticks or anything like that, because I feel like I haven't tested out the shimmers in this and I want to see how this comes off. So yeah, I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream. This is a PC51 brush. I'm just going to put this over the lid. Just going to make sure that that Sigma brush is clean, because now we're going to do some blending. So I'm just going to buff this in. So there's no extra product, we're just buffing this through. If you wanted to, you could take a little bit of colour. So I'm taking Stocking for the Coal, because that's the shade I used. Just pat that through as well. So I am going to take the Shimmer Eye Glaze that you get, because I was just going to stick to the palette, but I haven't used this shade yet and it's super gorgeous. This is in the shade Little Grinch. You can sort of see that aqua blue greeny kind of shift. Yeah, just really, really pretty. I don't know if this is going to go, but we're going to make it work. You could obviously use the other shade if you wanted to. That's like a green gold, sort of matches like this sort of shade. But like I said, I haven't used this one yet, and these are really, really pretty. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try and draw a line with it, and I'm going to take a very thin brush. It's a nail art brush. So we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. Yeah, I think you need more of a less tall, fluffy brush. But I can see there's a bit coming off, so I'm just going to sort of stick with it. So now I'm going to try and take this. This isn't as thin, but this is a Real Techniques fine liner brush, and I feel like we can get just that colour to really pay off better with something like this. Okay, so obviously we have a little bit of something. It's not too gleaming, but I mean, these swatch beautiful, and the other shade I used just glided on. But obviously, because you're using a thinner brush trying to get a liner, it's not going to be like super like it looks in a pot, if you know what I mean. But it's just like a little extra something to really tie the green in and the gold, and just add like something more. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to finish the other eye off camera and apply lashes and foundation and like bronzer and stuff, and then I'll come back, obviously do blush, highlight, lips, and finish the eyes as well. So for lashes, I'll show you what I'm using. These are the unicorn lashes in Cherry Top. These are like my favourite lash ever. I love these so much. They go with any eye look, and this is just going to really tie it all in with that short but wispy edge. Oh yeah, so beautiful. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the rest of my face is on, and please do excuse my lips. They are so dry, but when I'm under a lot of stress, my lips go really cracked, and I could put on like 8 layers of lip balm for every hour of every day and they'd still be super dry. So obviously the rest of my base is on. These are a fresh set of unicorn lashes in Cherry Top, because the other ones a little bit old, sort of gone out of their use. Like, I do use and abuse them, but I need to buy more because this is my last set that I have, and I just can't be without them. I have bought like more, I think you can see them here, in different styles, so I will be trying those out in the new year, but these are like my babies. So yeah, I'm going to take the highlighter. So this is the Littlest of Who's, and it is a green gold, and it's actually really pretty, super unique. Just put a bit of that on my top lip as well, sort of just fluff it down the nose a bit. She's extra bright today. Usually she's not that bright. I'm just going to take my beauty blender just to pants that in a bit. Then for blush, I'm going to obviously take the Kylie Grinch blush, and this is in Max the Reindeer. So yeah, I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A05 and just flush this across the cheeks. For the lower lash line, just going to keep it really simple. So taking Stocking Full of Coal on a Spectrum A17 and just push this close to the lash line. Then just buff that out with a pencil brush. I haven't gone all the way in, probably about, I'd say at half, maybe a little bit more. And we'll just sort of buff that over to the front so it's not too intense. Then on the Sigma brush, I'm going to take Green and Mean and Who Pudding, which was the 2 shades we took on the top. Just mix them together and just buff that slightly. Then for highlight, I'm going to take this shade Farfooza, whatever, I cannot say that for the life of me, and just pop that on the inner corner. I did say the Spectrum A12, didn't I? That's the brush I'm taking. So for lips today, I'm going to take the, obviously, Kylie and Grinch lipstick. So this is in Oh The Noise, and this is actually a really pretty shade. It's the last one I haven't used out of the lipstick collection. You do have to buy as a bundle, but it's just a pretty nude. So I'm going to obviously apply this to the lips. Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh, she's pretty, she's pretty. That is a stunning shade. So gorgeous. But I am going to put a gloss on top. So this is Sweet Like Candy Cane, and I'm just going to show you the packaging. But how cute is this? It's like a little tree ornament. So yeah, I'm just going to put this on top. I didn't say what it was. I think it's their High Gloss. Yeah, it's called their High Gloss. Why does this thing always in the way? It is a bit difficult to get out of the packaging, by the way, because where it's got like a hanger, you can see like the little silver thing. It's like it don't want to budge, like it sit flat, so they are a little bit awkward to get out. But obviously once you get them out, you don't have to keep them in the packaging. I'm going to hang these on my tree. So this is what it looks like. So it does have like green reflect in it, which I think is really pretty, and just, yeah, again, keeping with that whole green theme. Oh, look at that big drop of skin. Oh, I forgot lower lash mascara, so I'm just going to do that, but you're going to see none of this. You can see it to my head. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I love it. Like, I love this look. It's probably my favourite out of the 5 days. Just that rounded eye, cut crease, nudie, glossy lip. So stunning. So yeah, now my review. I'm really impressed. Everything has impressed me. Like, everything. There's nothing that's really disappointed me at all. Like, I hear more negative things about Kylie Cosmetics than I actually do good. Like, everyone's like, shadows are not that great, the blushes are okay, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I'm buying this whole collection, and the only thing I've ever tried is the liquid lips and like the OG Glossiers, but I honestly have no complaints. Like, I love it all. The one thing that's like top tier I will buy in every shade that they do is the Kailiner. Oh, it was so good. It literally, I've used it in, I think I've used it 3 times now, so you'll see it in previous videos, but it glided on like a dream. It was so easy to get a wing. I literally done winged eyeliner in 3 minutes, like obviously one eye, like I'm not a magician, but I was honestly so shocked by it. So that is definitely one thing I will be picking up, like in black and stuff. Like 10 out of 10 would recommend. The other thing that really impressed me were the lipsticks. I had, what did I have? So I put it on, had lunch, it was still on. I was like, okay, and I had like a sandwich, so you know things can get messy. Obviously it come off like a little bit in the inner circle bit, typically it does, and then it was still lasting me. I ate like snacks, I had drinks, and then I had dinner, and it did like come off more, but I think if I reapplied and then had dinner, like, it would have stayed strong. I'm honestly impressed. So the one things I will be getting, like, for her other things, are the lipsticks and the eyeliners. Everything else, I'm just in love. Like, this whole collection has really impressed me. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed these sort of videos. Yeah, obviously next week we should have our 2020 favourites, I hope. So obviously if you want to subscribe and see all of my goodness that I've loved in 2020, yeah, don't forget.